Good afternoon and welcome to this week's video devotional. I'm going to talk about a few verses that have been taught on before by better preachers than me, but a few things stuck out to me when I was thinking about these verses and I'd like to share them. We're going to Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Here the writer says, many of you can probably quote these verses, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God." We'll stop there. Lay aside every weight, the author says, and the sin. Lay aside every weight and the sin. What's the weight? If you look at the sentence context, or rather the sentence structure, it's not sin. The Greek word for weight here means bulk, burden, encumbrance. Lay aside the bulk. Lay aside the extra stuff. Let me give you an example. In January of 2020, I began the year, I weighed 204 pounds. Coming into January of this year, I stepped on a scale, I weighed 246. You know what did that to me? You know what packed on 42 pounds in the space of 1 year? 1 ice cream a day, 1 soda a day at work. That was it. 1 ice cream, 1 soda equals 42 pounds. Now, is sugar a sin? No. Is caffeine a sin? No. Did I need that much of it? No, I did not. So I guess the question here is, what can we cut out that we don't need so much of? It's not necessarily sin, but we don't need as much of it as we're having. Let me ask this question. How often do we feed our spirits the Word of God and the presence of God, and how often do we feed them other things? Are we growing strong in the Word, strong in faith, strong in prayer? Or are we fattening up on other things that we find sweet? Entertainment and social media and how many other things that aren't necessarily sin, but they're not feeding our spirit. Friends, we need to swing the balance so it's very much in favor of God. We need to cut out all the extra stuff, or at least limit how much of the extra stuff, because it's not necessarily sin. We need to limit the extra stuff and feed our spirit a lot more of God. Here's my second point, patience. The writer of Hebrews says, run with patience. At the beginning of 2021, I cut out most of my sugar and caffeine. As of last week, I was down to 203 pounds. But I didn't get there all at once. I did not wake up the very next morning at 203 pounds. I didn't get there immediately, and I'm still not at my goal. The race takes patience. It takes a lot of patience. You are not instantly going to reach your goal in God. Just put your eyes on Jesus and run. Just focus on him. Drop anything else that might be a priority over him and run. But be patient. You're not going to hit the spiritual pinnacle like that. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have days you feel great with the Lord, and you're going to have days that you feel like you've fallen flat on your face. When those bad days come, and they will, don't quit. Don't stop running. Be patient. I have watched the scale stop moving, or I've watched it bounce up and down for a while, but I'm still going. I'm in this for the long haul. It's even more important to have that mindset with God. Just be patient, lay aside the extra weight, fill up on Jesus. If you have a bad day, just get up and have a better day tomorrow. And make the next day better, and make the next day better. Just keep going. God's going to perfect us in the end. In the meantime, just have patience, give yourself grace, and keep on running. God bless you all. We'll catch you next time.